Hey, I'm Jake, and today I'm talking about Skyheart and Kickstarter reward tiers, as well as stretch goals and add-ons. Alright everybody, before I get into today's video, the first thing I want to talk about is last week's video. I posted, if you hadn't watched it yet, go watch it, but I posted how do you figure out the numbers, that amount that you need to ask for on your Kickstarter, and some of the factors that you need to take into account so that you're asking for the right amount. Now, a couple of people raised some questions. What about taxes? What about Kickstarter fees? I kind of glossed over those in that video, and I want to address that here. And also I want to point out Daniel Leski's comment on that video. He's done several Kickstarters. He's a pro. He's a brilliant illustrator and storyteller, and he brought up a good point or a good way on how he does the numbers. So look at that. Take all those things into account. As far as taxes, I'm registered. My business is registered as an LLC, so any of my expenses as a business, I don't get taxed on those, and I just get taxed on the amount that comes to me as a paycheck. So for this Kickstarter, all of my business expenses through the LLC, the printing costs, the shipping costs, all of that is not going to be taxable income. I only get taxed on that amount that is coming straight to me to pay for my services, and so that's all factored in. I'm already planning on paying taxes for that, but that's something you need to figure out on your own, is your tax level, your tax rate, and just plan accordingly for that. The second thing is Kickstarter fees, 5 to 10%. Make sure you add that in, and then lastly, Daniel brings up a good point in his comment in that all of this is contingent on, all this figuring out the numbers and everything is contingent on that average pledge amount. And I listed it at $40, but it could be higher, it could be lower. You don't know that until you launch your Kickstarter, and that's the big risk that you're taking launching a Kickstarter, is you don't know exactly how much money you're going to get. So the nice thing with Kickstarter is there's a few fail-safes built into it, in that you can cancel your Kickstarter anytime and just say, you know, I didn't figure out the numbers right, I'm losing money on this, I'm going to cancel it, I'll circle the wagons, figure out what I need to do, and come back to this when I'm in a better position. That's always an option. There are consequences that come with that, basically trust issues from backers, and that when you launch your second one, are they going to trust that you're going to carry through with that? So those are some things that you need to take into account. Alright, that's all I want to talk about there. Let's look at Skyheart art. Alright, I have been busy with Skyheart stuff. I just want to show you the artwork that I've done. In the story there is a pirate ship, or a group of pirates, and this is their ship. They fly this thing around, and it holds 3 of these little interceptors. They pop out and they can fly those things. This is definitely hugely inspired by one of my favorite things ever, Nausicaa. If you haven't seen this, check it out. So yeah, the hard part is trying to find a unique design that doesn't totally rip off Miyazaki, but still has the feeling and evokes kind of the aesthetic of what he's doing, because I really like what he did with Nausicaa, and also with Castle in the Sky too. Both really cool movies. So this is their pirate ship, and at one point our heroes of the story get caught up with these guys and have to escape the ship and stuff. Here is Wake going to Everett's lighthouse. There's this old man Everett who lives at the very edge of Wake's sort of district that he delivers mail to, and he's got this lighthouse. It's a double lighthouse for both sides of the rocks, and Everett's like this you know, he used to be this explorer and this adventurer guy, and so his house is full of artifacts and things, and Wake always loves going there and checking out the stuff that he's doing and working on. You remember the air whale I did? Here's some more air whales of Earth, and the idea is that there's all different kinds. There's big ones and small ones, and ones that are, you know, more graceful swimmers, and ones that are not swimmers but flyers, and some that are faster and more predatory. And so it was just kind of fun to go through and figure out different designs for these guys. All of these whales generate their own magnetic fields that can ride and work with the currents that this planet has going around it. So these things can fly actually pretty fast, and they use their fins to guide their bodies up and down and all around. It'll be so cool to see this thing animated at some point, someday, hopefully. Here's one of the bad guys. I thought, wouldn't it be cool if they had these things they rid on, and it was kind of like half dragon, half wolf type of thing. So there's that. Here's a couple more ship designs. This one I didn't really like the angle. Just not a super appealing angle, so I drew it again from this angle, and this gives you a little more detail of what this ship looks like. If you remember last time I needed to design a bad guy, I told you that, and so I went and did design him, and here he is. Gave him a ton of eyes, gave him this big cloak, and he's got the, he could shoot the dark lightning, but he doesn't have a staff. He shoots it out of his hand, or when he grabs guys, like he gets them with that. This was incredibly fun to draw, and this here, sorry about the camera shake there. This here is the world of Earth, and the idea is that Earth is this planet that's literally been torn apart by the gods that created it. And you can see here there's 4 different kingdoms. There's the core, the inner core, which is the central section, and then above that there's this big expanse called the abyss. That's this area right here. The abyss has a cloud layer, and then there's these level of rock islands, and then above that is the rimlands, and that's these floating continents, and this is where the majority of the inhabitants of Earth live. There's some who live down on these rocks, and the sky whales or the air whales, this is their domain in here. And then you have the stratos, which is these upper islands, and that's where the sylph people live. If you remember my sylph girl here, this is where her people live up here. And from time to time they run into each other, these different peoples, but they kind of keep separate, and that's why when Wake joins with an air whale and with the flying pig and with the sylph girl to work together, it's kind of like this strange thing. People in this world don't trust the other species that much, but these guys, they're like overcoming all those social hurdles to accomplish a thing. So yeah, there we go. That's the world of air. I love this thing. This image I might make into I might go in and color it and treat it like it looks like an old map, and make it as a poster or something for the Kickstarter. And then lastly, I have this image, and I might have to zoom out so you can see. Well, it's too hard to figure that out. But this is my Drew Struzan inspired piece for either the book cover or for a poster, and the Skyheart logo is going to go right there. You can see here on my sketch how that's going to look. The Skyheart logo right there. This is my main bad dude, and you can see I put a helmet on him, and he's got this large eye in the middle, and I think when he takes off the helmet you'll see that his head is covered with other eyeballs. But that's going to be, I don't know, I like this character. But yeah, so this is the cover or poster, not sure yet. Here's the Sky Pirates flying down here, and we've got Wake Central, and everybody's like ready for business. Okay, so that's where I'm at with Skyheart, with the artwork for that. Yeah, if you haven't signed up to be notified by email for the Kickstarter and for any other Skyheart updates, go to skyheartcomic.com and sign up, and you'll get Skyheart updates from time to time. It's not going to be spam, it's just going to be cool stuff. Alright, let's talk about Kickstarter rewards. Alright, I've got my Kickstarter notes here for Skyheart. I can't tell you how much I love this little notebook. It's been super handy just to keep everything in one place. Here's my initial pass at reward tiers. And I went back in and kind of thought through them again yesterday. So let's zoom in on this and we'll talk about these different reward levels. The main thing you want to remember with figuring out your reward levels is you want to have something offered for everyone and for every different budget. Your rewards are going to be mostly falling into one category, and so you want to make sure, and that usually is just the base. What is the thing you're trying to kickstart? I want that one thing, and that's where most people are going to back you. But in the margins, you're going to have people who want to pay more money, give more money to get more stuff. They want original art or some sort of exclusive, like unique thing, and they have the money to pay for that, and so you want to be able to offer those things for those people. And then there's people who don't have any money, but they still want to support it somehow. So you always give that option for those people as well. So here's what I have figured out. First level is $1, and that's like a huge thank you, and that's pretty consistent for most Kickstarters. This $1 level, you don't want to offer any sort of reward other than a thank you, or maybe I'll tweet a thank you to you or something like that, because it just uses resources and times that isn't equivalent to the $1 that you're getting. The next level is the digital copy of your reward, of your whatever object that you're making. If it's some sort of media thing, you can't do digital copies of a physical object, other than a story or a movie or a song. So you want to make sure you have that level, because there's people who just don't want to have a book on their shelf. They'd rather have it on their iPad or something like that, read it on their computer. This is $10 for Skyheart, which is an average price for a graphic novel, digital graphic novel. So I'm setting it there, and that's for people who, like I said, just want to have the digital copy, and maybe they don't have the money to back the Kickstarter, or they don't have it budgeted to back the Kickstarter any further than that. But always have that level there. And the nice thing about these is it doesn't cost you anything to deliver that reward. It's just sending it out in an email or some sort of digital reward distribution device. Okay, now the rest of these I have divided into 3 different sections. So books and prints, books, prints, and art. And that's these ones down here. And the first section, books, we'll talk about that. So $16 is like the base level of getting something physical shipped to your door. And this is the paperback copy of Skyheart plus a digital copy. And that's the thing when you're doing rewards, is you want to have everything that someone would get underneath that reward added to that reward. So because I already said digital copy, it's going to be added onto this level. So paperback copy of Skyheart. I am hoping and praying that I'm able to get 3,000 books printed. That brings the per cost, the book cost per book down to about $4, which means I can charge $16 for the book and still turn the profit that I need on it. So $16 gets you the paperback copy of Skyheart. Next level is $20. This gets you a signed copy of Skyheart. And the reason I'm doing that is, and the times past has just been, it's been a huge undertaking to sign all the books. And I don't know if everyone wants their book signed or even care. For the people who really, really care about having that signature, I'm just going to let them go in at the $20 level. And that way I can take the time to actually do a good job on the signature, maybe add a thank you note or something. We'll see. Depends on how many people back on that level. And then $40 gets you the signed and numbered hardbound copy of Skyheart, plus a digital copy. And so I figured out the numbers to do the hardback book. It's probably going to be about $11 per book, which actually brings, would make it be like a $45 book. I think that's a lot to ask for a book, but so I'm just leaving it at $40, and that will be an actual limited numbered edition. So you'll get it signed, and you'll get it with the numbered version. So that means if there's 500 of these hardcovers printed, your book will be one of 500. Okay, so that's the book level. Okay, from here on out, we're doing prints, and I have two different. Now it splits into two different sections. Okay, so there's the prints attached to the trade paperback, the paperback version, and then there's prints attached to the hardcover version. So $60 will get you the hardcover book plus an 8x10 print, exclusive print to the Kickstarter, plus the digital copy. $75, 2 8x10 prints plus the hardcover plus the digital, and $85 is 3 8x10 prints plus the hardcover plus the digital. Now if you notice, the price per print goes down the higher you back it at. So this original, this level here, it's a $20 print. This level here, it's a $15 print, and this level here, it's a $10 print for the third one. And so that's just to kind of influence people to want to back at a little bit higher level if they're wanting to get a print. Then down here we've got the trade paperback, the paperback version, plus 1 print, plus 2 prints, plus 3 prints, and I'm doing the same thing. So it's $20 for a print, $15 to a print for the second print, and then $10 for the third print. And that gets them $65 for 3 prints, the signed soft cover plus the digital. Okay, and everything from here on down is going to be signed as well. So there's definitely incentive to not just get a signed one without a print, but to get a signed one with the print, because you are saving money on that signed copy. And that's really your strategy for doing these reward tiers. Is you want to, like I said, most of your people are going to probably just back you at one of these levels, but you want a percentage of those people, a good chunk of them, to also be thinking, well, what's another $20? It'll get me all this other stuff. It supports the project, and I get these cool prints. You want to tempt people to move up levels. Okay, now let's talk about original art. So $150 gets you an original Skyheart character drawing. This is going to be 8.5 by 5.5 sheet. So basically a half of a regular sheet of paper. And it includes the 3 prints, and it includes a hardcover, signed and numbered, and a digital copy. I figure everyone on this level who wants to who wants to pre-order or back the Kickstarter at these higher levels are probably going to want the nice book too, the nice hardcover book. So that's the original art. I'm going to limit these to like 10, maybe 20, because I won't have time. I'm going to be drawing a book. I won't have time to be doing a ton of character art commissions. Okay, the next level is $300, gets you an original Skyheart development piece of art, like one of these that I showed. These are all my Inktober, development arts that I've been doing. So you get one of those originals that I posted already online. Those are 8.5 by 11, plus the 3 prints, plus the hardcover, plus the digital. And then $600 is the big stuff, right? So it's the 11 by 17 drawings. And that's like this guy right here. Remember this drawing? I'm not going to zoom out, but you know what I'm talking about. So that gets you the really nice, big promotional pieces of art that I've done. Plus 3 prints, plus the hardcover, plus the digital. This is going to be a sweet package for someone who's really committed to Skyheart. And then lastly, $1,000 gets you the cover art, which is the one and only piece of art that's going to be on the cover, and the 3 prints in the hardcover and the digital. So those are the levels. I might mess with these. These might be a little high. but I've sold artwork at this level before, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to take a closer look at these numbers, and I might cut them down by 25% or something. But that's where I'm at for now. Okay, then add-ons. When you're doing a Kickstarter, you get all kinds of questions like, well, I want 2 books, or I want 3 books, and how much is it if I get 5 books, but I want, 2 more prints because it's Christmas, or a birthday, and I want to get this for that. And you got all these different people wanting different things. So that's why people start doing add-ons, and that is you back at a certain level, like for example, you back at $20 to get the signed copy. Okay? But let's say you want 3 more of those to give to friends or family members or nieces or nephews. So then you can go in and say, well, I need 3 more books, signed books at $20. That's going to be $60. So I'm going to back at the $20 level right here, but my pledge is going to be $80, and that will include these 3 books. That's how add-ons work. Then when I send out the form that you fill out, the survey, that's what it is, and it says, hello, Joe, you backed this Kickstarter at the $20 level, but you paid you paid $80 for this $20 level. What were your add-ons? And then you can go in and click, well, I wanted 3 more books. That's why I paid that much. So that's how that works, and everybody gets the things that they're wanting to get. So for my add-ons, I have basically all of these initial levels plus just some extra stuff. So the softcover book, the signed softcover, the hardcover, a print, an extra print. I'm probably going to be, if this thing funds really well, I'm going to be making a poster. I want to make a map, and these will be like big things that'll be like folded up that you can unfold and like put on your wall. Might do a t-shirt. I've got a friend, Dave Lasway, who has a t-shirt business called Stately Type. Check out his shirts. And I might partnered with them before to do a t-shirt project. I might do a partnership with them to do a Skyheart t-shirt, which would be really cool. Figure out a nice symbol, a Skyheart symbol or something. Postcards, I'm going to do a postcard run, and I'm definitely going to make bookmarks. I love bookmarks. Everybody gets a bookmark or orders something from my shop right now, so I'm probably going to make Skyheart bookmarks. All of these extra things are all dependent on if we reach certain stretch goals, and that is what I'm going to talk about next. Okay, for stretch goals, the main thing there is you've backed the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter's made its amount. So if I'm asking for $65,000, 15 days into it, you reach $65,000, you celebrate. Well, now you need a stretch goal to sort of fire up people to either adjust their pledges to make so that they're backing you at a higher level, or to incite other people to join the Kickstarter who have been on the fence already. And so the stretch goals are usually something enticing that gets people to move to action, right? And it usually means it's more stuff for them. Now you have to be careful with stretch goals. You don't want to do anything that's going to cost you a ton of extra money. You have to be very careful with it and make sure that you have the money so that you're still making a profit off of each thing that you add. And so my stretch goals are listed here. Bookmarks for everyone might be the first stretch goal. Still, when you're doing your Kickstarter, you're figuring this thing out on the fly. You've got to do what people are wanting and what works for your Kickstarter. But this is what I'm anticipating. So bookmarks for everyone, first stretch goal. I don't even know what the goals are going to be. I'll know that once the Kickstarter's going. If it funds in a day miraculously, then I'll be a little more bullish on the stretch goals. If it's taking 20 days to fund, then I'll probably be a little more conservative on what I want to do here. So number 1, bookmarks. Number 2, a fold-out poster. That's for everyone who pledges $50 and up. Number 3, a slipcover for all the hardcover books. Number 4, a map of Earth folded poster for everyone who's backed at $50 and up. And then number 5, if this thing makes a ton of money, what I'd really love to do is put some of that money into doing a soft cover version of Antler Boy and offer that as another reward tier. We'll see. Who knows? Now the key for this is adding these to pledges that are $50 and above. And what that does is it's trying to get people who backed at $20 or $30 or $45, $40, and just trying to get them up to that next level, to that $50 level. If I can get a ton of people in that $50 range, then that ups my my average pledge per person. You know, the average pledge, which hovers for my past Kickstarters at around $40. I'd like to get that up to $50 or $60 as the average pledge amount, because that means this thing funds really well, I turn a profit, and I'm able to put more work and effort and time into this whole endeavor and not have to go back to the well of freelance work. So, okay, that's rewards, add-ons, and stretch goals. As always, if you have questions, post them in the comments. I'll either address them in the comments or I will address them in the next video. And I think that's it. Okay, I was editing this together and there's something I forgot to add in this video, and that is if you're going to do an add-on or any sort of stretch goal that adds more items to your packages, you have to take into account the shipping and the packaging that you're doing. You've got to make sure that these add-ons and everything fit into the packages that you've already figured out the shipping for. If not, then when you have an add-on or any of this extra stuff, make sure that your shipping that you're already charging can cover that, because you don't want to. That's where people lose money. Is they add all these things in, and they make sure that they've got the funds to do it, and they're making they're making their profit and all that. But the shipping can really get you if you're putting in a bunch of extra stuff. So usually prints and posters and postcards and bookmarks, those types of things, really don't add a whole lot of weight, and they all usually fit right into that package. And so that's usually not a problem. Things like t-shirts or extra books, larger prints that have to go in a separate package like a roll or something like that, those are going to definitely hurt your bottom line. So remember that, watch out for that, and just be careful of those types of things. Alright everybody, thanks for watching this video. I appreciate you checking it out, and if you made it this far, awesome. Okay, this Saturday, I just have a few announcements here. This Saturday I'm going to be doing a book signing at the King's English in Salt Lake City for the Little Snowplow, for that book. You saw me talk about it in one of the other videos. So if you're in Salt Lake City and you're around Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, come on by. I'd love to meet you and shake your hand or high-five you or fist bump you, something like that. Okay, in 2 or 3 weeks in Provo, there's a thing called Creative Collaborative. It's a meeting for creative people who live in the Provo, Orem, Utah Valley area. Any sort of creative person is welcome to come to this. They're free to attend. I'm giving a speech on creativity, and I'd love it if a ton of people came so that I had people to talk to. It's going to be a lot of things that, not just what I talk about in these videos, but some specific things that I haven't talked about in these videos. So come check that out, and again, it'd be great to meet new people. And then the third thing is next month, the end of the month, I'm attending CTN, which is an animation expo in Burbank, California. I'll have a table, I'll be doing some panels and speaking, and again, it'd be great to meet you guys. And I guess that's it. So, book signing, King's English, Saturday. In 2 or 3 weeks, Creative Collaborative, I'm giving a speech. It's going to be 7 o'clock on November 10th. And lastly, CTN, which is the week before Thanksgiving, the weekend before Thanksgiving. And come out to that if you live around in California. Alright, that's it. Bye.